Congratulations, Senator Coons, and thank you for making so clear to everybody in this room why your bracelet said reimagine. So, we want to wish a hearty congratulations to all of the awardees tonight, but we're not done yet. We have a special one coming, so I'm going to hand it over to Kate to introduce our next speakers.
Thanks, Nazim. Let's just give a quick shout out for our own Abby Wambach and Mia Hamm. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Thorn and Stephanie Lester have been utter rock stars in the trade community, blazing their paths as staff, working on vital trade associations during critical trade negotiations, and are now both trade stalwarts for the retail industry, ensuring that agreements are enforced, negotiations are discussing the important stuff, and that the WTO is getting the right stuff done. They have both been mentors to me and continue to be mentors to many of us in this room. Like Wambach and Hamm, the fact that they both can build each other up, remain competitive and focused on the goal, and work together to get the best result, it's pretty amazing. Sarah Thorn and Stephanie Lester.
I was a little worried what my friendship bracelet would say. Unfortunately, it says fish subsidies. So.
For those who know me, mine says yarn forward.
So Stephanie and I are truly delighted to be here. This is our favorite time of the evening when we get to present the Lighthouse Award. For those of you who are new to WITA, the Lighthouse Award is given to a member of the trade community who, over the course of his or her career, has led the way on trade policy and advanced an understanding of trade within the trade community. We call it the Lighthouse Award because the recipients really reflect a vision of a lighthouse. They are beacons of light, both to warn and guide trade practitioners. They also provide hope and security during stormy weather.
All of our past recipients embody these characteristics. They have come from the press, the Hill, the administration, think tanks, and the business community. They have distinguished themselves because of their commitment to trade, their character, and their ability to navigate rough waters to guide trade policy toward a place of hope and security.
So trade policy certainly has changed a lot since we started our careers. If we think of eras, we're sort of like the OG era of trade policy. When we started, we were talking really about agreements and tariffs, and now we're talking about everything from sanctions and quotas and environmental and social regulations and tech policy and conflict and investment restrictions, and it's truly exhausting to keep track. But fortunately, we do have help from practitioners who can keep us informed of the latest changes and often help us to distill really complex issues into really digestible narratives.
That's right. There's a very important part of the trade community that helps us get educated on what is happening in trade and what it means for different stakeholders. They work side by side with policymakers, trade associations, business representatives, and everyday citizens to unpack and disseminate trade policy.
So I can think of a leader who's been working in this field for decades, from the battle in Seattle to the recent tariff wars. This person has been bringing us information from the wee hours of the morning and has traveled all over the world to make sure that we have the latest information from TPP negotiations to WTO ministerials.
That's funny, because I can think of someone who actually studied cultural anthropology and had the benefit of living in China, which has come in handy lately prior to the beginning their career in trade. When talking about their work, they note that it's important to make the arcane and boring aspects of trade policy relatable to everyday citizens. That's why this person has spent time visiting a Reddi-wip factory and reporting on the impact of trade policy on some of our favorite things, beer, bacon, and jeans.
Right. So, Stephanie, did you just say reporting? So this person has been reporting about philosophies and personalities and top trade officials and how the trade beat has changed over the last 20 plus years. Some examples of his work include Bitter Friends Inside the Summit, aiming to heal the US-EU trade rift, and Something's Gotta Go Boom. He has been a strong contributor to WITA programming and has also been known to promote both his son's band and his daughter's podcast.
Really? Well, she is a self-described special kind of nerd who tries to humanize trade. Some examples of her work include these 3 everyday products show who won and lost from NAFTA, or Pandas, Ping Pong, and Profits. Chinese leader woos U.S. CEOs.
So for all their accomplishments and their dedication to keeping us informed and enlightened,
we are delighted to present this year's Lighthouse Award to
Doug Palmer
and Anna Swanson.
I'll try. Wow, thank you so much. I'm unbelievably flattered by this. This is so unexpected. I feel very humbled by this, to be in the room with all of you, so many eminent people in the trade community, people that have been very valuable for me in sharing their knowledge with me in my time as a trade reporter. I've been a trade reporter now at the New York Times for about 7 years. Before that, wrote about trade and some other topics for the Washington Post. And it feels like it's been decades in that time. There's been a lot of development and a little bit of sense of deja vu recently too, right? So it is a very exciting time, a very interesting and important time for trade policy. I did notice on my bingo card, there are spaces for Biden and Harris, and no one has said those words yet tonight, so I will go ahead and go out on that limb for you. But really, I'm just unbelievably flattered for this, and really my success is due to so many people in this room that have shared their knowledge with me over the years. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks very much for this award. Sometimes people think that since I write for a living, that I'm good with words and good at speaking, and that's not necessarily the case. But I am very humbled and honored to receive this award. It feels somewhat ironic because I feel like I learned so much about trade just from going to WITA events and listening to WITA webcasts, especially during the pandemic when it seemed like they had one every week. And when I think about some of the past honorees, Jutta Hennig and Everett Eisenstadt, Angela Ellard. These are all people that I learned about trade from. So to kind of be in the same category with them feels rewarding. So I just appreciate it very much, and thank you, everyone who has returned my emails or my phone calls over the years. I couldn't do it without you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Congratulations to our Lighthouse Award winners. Anna and Doug, truly, absolutely well-earned awards. We would like to invite everybody to please take a floral centerpiece home with you if you'd like. Gift bags are going to be on your way out. And please come find us if you want friendship bracelets. We'll see you at the reception afterwards. And if you're heading home now or later, please drive, scoot, bike, walk safely, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.